practice. Take it all at your own pace, have fun. Yeah, allow yourself to just have fun. And if anything's feeling too painful, just gently find your way out of anything that's not feeling comfortable or perfect for you. So let's go ahead and start in a comfortable seated position. I'm sitting on a yoga block. You're always welcome to use a yoga block or a pillow for your practice. And maybe sitting crisscross. Let the spine lengthen up towards the ceiling so the crown of the head is lifting up as your shoulders are relaxed and there's space between the neck. If you'd like to close your eyes or just bring your gaze to the tip of your nose or a point on the floor. And as we land here, we're just going to check in with ourselves and begin to breathe. So begin softening the muscles of the face, the fingertips. Begin taking deep breaths in through the nose. And then long exhales out through the mouth. And so being sure to just empty out the lungs as you exhale. So go ahead and do that a few more times at your pace. So as you inhale, fill up, feel the heart lifting, maybe the crown of the head lifts up towards the ceiling a bit more. In on an exhale, out the mouth, feel your shoulders relax down the back. Do that a couple more times, allowing yourself to really just soften and allow yourself to just be open for the next 45 minutes as we flow and practice through. And then beginning some nice gentle movements if you'd like, kind of maybe just taking the upper body in some circles or letting the neck go from your right shoulder to your left shoulder. Just allowing yourself to feel easy as you move and breathe. Finding your way back towards center, and if you're sitting up on anything, gently remove that. And then placing your hands maybe right at your knees. We'll do some seated cat-cow. So stay loose through your elbows, and as you inhale, kind of curve in your spine. Let the heart lift up, and if it feels okay on your neck, the chin starts to lift up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin just a bit, feel your belly button hug back towards your spine, and the shoulders are now kind of pulling away from the spine. And then inhale, heart lifts up, so now your shoulder blades squeeze towards one another, right around the spine. And then big exhale, curl in the spine, relax your chin. And a couple more times. Inhale, get big, feel the heart lift up. And big exhale, let it go. One more time. Inhale, feel the heart lift, shoulders wrap and melt towards the spine. And exhale, hug the belly button, squeeze it in towards the spine. And then just coming right back towards center, sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead and place your right hand on the ground, and we'll take a stretch to the right and the left. So inhale, reach your left arm up. And exhale, reach over to your right. So maybe you think you've reached as far as you can, but notice if you can take another inhale. As you exhale, can you go any deeper in the pose? Maybe you start to drop your right forearm down towards the ground, and that feels okay. On your next exhale, find your way back through center. Place your left hand on the floor. Big inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, get length. And exhale, reach over to your left. Notice if you can go a bit deeper, maybe dropping the forearm. And your gaze can be anywhere that feels comfortable for your neck. Next, exhale, press back up through center, and we'll go to your other side. Big breath in as you reach your left arm up. And exhale as you reach to the right. Feeling a nice stretch through your side body, through the ribs, extending and reaching through your left fingertips. Another inhale. And exhale, let it go. Come right up back through center and to the other side. Inhale, reach up with your right hand. And exhale, reach over to your left. Reach with your right fingertips. Feel the side body stretch through the right side. And exhale, back through center. Come into a spinal twist. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, start twisting towards your right. Let the hands just fall wherever they feel comfortable, however you feel supported. So the left hand either down on the ground, or if it feels better to be on your right knee, go ahead and do that. And maybe you can gently give yourself a nudge to twist a bit deeper. Still focusing on the crown of the head, lifting up towards the ceiling. So we're bringing length to your spine. Exhale, come back to your center. Inhale, reach your arms up nice and high. Breath in. And exhale, twist to your left. Find something comfortable to do with the hands. Your right hand can fall to the left knee. And exhale, come back through center. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. And then we've got some options here. So if you'd like to grab your right hand and just place it right above the top of the left ear, you can kind of give that a little pull, but if that's feeling painful or uncomfortable, no need to do that. And releasing that side, finding your way to the other side. So your left ear to left shoulder. Just allowing the body to wake up, giving a gentle stretch. And if it feels okay, let the chin drop towards the chest. The head hangs heavy, and in any sort of forward fold or downward facing dog, we'll want our head to hang heavy just like this. So while you're here, maybe shake it out. Yes and no. And then go ahead and lift right back up. Okay. Let's come into tabletop position. So finding your way onto all fours. And just a gentle reminder, stay loose in your wrists, your elbows, let the hips stay movable. So maybe we just start here with some gentle circles through with the hips. Keep a nice bend through your elbows as you kind of just move your way through. And then finding your way to a more still position, and take a glance down at your hands. So the back of your neck should be nice and long, gazing between your two hands, fingertips spread nice and wide. We're pressing the earth away. You're engaging through your core, the fingertips spread nice and wide. The index fingers are at 12 o'clock. And from here, send your right foot back behind you. Flex the foot so the right toes are facing down towards the ground. And we'll hold here. You are welcome to reach your left hand forward if you'd like to try that out. So kick through the right heel and then really lengthen out through these left fingertips. This right hand that's on your mat, really press into it. So again, pressing the mat away from you and using your core for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, release and just lower down. Maybe take a nice little circle with the hips, and then we'll come back to a still position and go to your other side. Send the left foot back behind you. Your left toes are facing down towards the ground. Engage the arms, press through your hands. And if you'd like, gently reach and lift the right hand forward. We're extending through the fingertips. Gazing down at our mat, keep the back of your neck long. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, let it go. And then let's go back to the right side. Kick the right foot out behind you. And reach the left arm forward. We'll take a breath in, reach. And exhale, work the elbow towards the knees, kind of under the belly button. Let the head and neck drop. And round in your spine. Kick out as you inhale and reach. And exhale, bring it in. And again, inhale, reach and lengthen out. And exhale, bring it in. Hug your belly button towards your spine. Keep pressing the earth away from you with this right hand. And release, let it go. Back to your tabletop. Send your left foot back behind you. And reach your right arm forward. Big breath in, reach. And exhale as slowly as you need to, elbow towards the knee. Hug your chin towards your chest, squeeze in. Inhale, kick and reach out. Keep pressing down through this left palm on the mat. Breath in. And exhale, bring it in, elbow towards knee. And one last time, extend and lengthen. Use the core, exhale, bring in. Let's hold for another breath. And exhale, release, let that go. Let's kind of just shake out the wrists while we're here. So you can kind of flip onto the backs of your hands and let the fingertips face one another. That can sometimes feel really good. And if you'd like to maybe just sit back on your heels and just kind of roll the wrists out for a moment. And you've always got the option in tabletop to do a closed fist. You can do that in downward facing dog too. And while we're here, let's find our child's pose. So bring some width between the knees, big toes towards touching one another. Begin to let your chest melt down to the floor so your arms and hands are reaching forward. You can spread the fingertips just like how they were spread in your tabletop position. So index fingers are maybe facing directly forward, and you can kind of press into the finger pads, engage through your arms. Feel that length through the spine as your hips drop back towards your heels. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, notice if you can soften a bit, maybe through the hips, letting them drop towards your heels. And stay for another breath, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Gently press your way back up to your tabletop position. Kind of walk the knees in a bit closer towards one another so they're just hips width distance apart. We're going to thread the needle. So for that, gently start to move your left hand forward just a bit. We're going to sneak your right arm under the left. So you've got palm face up. You're dropping down onto your right shoulder if that feels okay. Feel free to move your left hand and arm wherever it feels comfortable. It feels okay for me to drop the side of my head down to the ground as well. So I've got my right shoulder, the right side of my head down on the floor. Awesome, and then in your way, let's shift our way back up to tabletop. Let those wrists come right underneath your shoulders. And then prepare for the other side. So maybe start to creep your right hand forward up towards the top edge of your mat and begin to drop down to your left shoulder. And you can always use a pillow here to support the side of the head. And so my hips are staying stacked right above my knees. I'm feeling a nice stretch through my spine. And then in whatever way feels good, let's press back up tabletop. Let's tuck our toes under. reach your fingers forward just a bit. We'll press right up to downward facing dog. And as you enter your downward facing dog, just kind of allowing yourself to feel it out. Have some patience here in down dog and make any adjustments that you need to. So staying soft through the knees, staying soft through the elbows. We want to take weight out of our wrists, and we do that by grounding down into our finger pads and engaging through the arms. Send the chest right back towards the thighs and breathe. And if this doesn't feel good, dolphin pose is always an option. Just dropping your forearms to the ground or even just staying in tabletop position. And just for fun, start to walk the feet to the edges of the mat. So you've kind of got like a wide legged downward facing dog. And then send the chest back towards the thighs. And gently creep the feet back in about hips width distance apart. Begin to roll forward to your high plank. Engage your core. Engage the arms, back of the neck, nice and long. Pressing that earth away from you. You can always drop your knees here, but if they're lifted, really engaging and lifting the backs of your legs up towards the ceiling. Super firm for 3, 2, and 1. Big exhale. Start to drop the knees down. Bend your elbows and sink your hips. Flip onto the tops of your feet and just kind of float and shake around here. Awesome. Let's press back to downward facing dog. Lifting the hips right up towards the ceiling. We're going to come into a low lunge. So let the right foot come forward between the two hands. So whether it's a giant step, a couple of steps, whatever it looks like. And then when you feel ready, drop your back knee down. I'm going to stretch open the hip flexor here on the left side. So you can either stay the back toes tucked or flip down to the tops of the feet. My hands are down on the mat for some support, and on a big exhale, I'm just kind of really relaxing and sinking into the hips. Maybe glancing over that left shoulder a little bit. And the right shoulder. And then let's bring both hands on the inside of this right foot. Start walking your right foot out to the edge of the mat. And from here, you've always got the option to drop down to the forearm, so that will get you into a bit of a deeper stretch. The right toes are facing forward. You've got your ankle right under the knee. And hopefully feeling a stretch through the left quadricep here. And if you'd like, you can press back up to the hands and turn your right toe out to 2 o'clock. Roll onto the pinky edge of the right foot so you can see your sole of the foot. And this will kind of give you a nice opening through the right hip and glute and the adductors. If you want, gently placing your right hand on the right thigh. Just kind of pressing that right leg open just a little bit if that feels all right. Bringing that right foot back down, bringing your right hand down. Start to walk your right foot to the center of the mat. Tuck your back toes under, and we're going to just lift the hips up, ground down through this left foot and the right foot, working on legs being straight, and start to fold over your right thigh. Your left foot, the left toes are angled up at the top left-hand corner of the mat. And if this isn't feeling good on your hips, feel free to put some distance, some width between the feet like you're on train tracks. That can sometimes help things are feeling tight. Notice on an exhale if you can fold just a little bit deeper. And then coming up to the top of your mat, come into a forward fold. So the feet are about hips width distance apart. And from here, you can grab opposite elbows for a ragdoll position. Having a soft bend through your knees. And so your feet should be parallel with one another and really kind of tap into the sole of the foot. And maybe go around and see if you can feel all four corners of your feet. So the edges of the heel and then the pinky side of the foot and underneath the mound of the big toe. As you exhale, let your hands come down to the mat. Step your feet back and we'll come into downward facing dog. In down dog. Let's take a big deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Slow exhale out through the mouth. And from here, step our left foot forward between our two hands. Making sure the left toes are facing forward with the ankle under the knee. Drop your right knee down to the mat. Leaving the hands on either side of the left foot. Just kind of letting go and melting into the hip. And then slowly begin to bring the hands on the inside of this left foot. Creep your left foot out towards the edge of your mat. And begin to just sort of sink down. Use your breath. And then turning that left foot out to maybe 10 o'clock. You can try staying down if you'd like. Even on your forearms, you can do this and make sure you can see the sole of the foot and bring the left hand somewhere along your left thigh, maybe gently on the knee. Give a little nudge if you'd like to have a deeper opening and if that feels okay on your hips. Place your left foot back down on the ground and start to walk it towards the center of your mat. Got a hand on either side of the left foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift up through the hips and ground down through the feet. Let that torso fold over your left thigh. This is feeling too kind of rigid. You can always soften through your knees, put a little bend in there. Or if it's feeling like the space between your left and right foot is too much, you can always step your right foot up and out a bit more. Soften through your knees, step your right foot up to meet the left, forward fold at the top of your mat. And from here, come into a halfway lift as you inhale. Press into your feet, soften through your knees into also known as a flat back. So sometimes that can provide a nice image of your back being flat, shoulders pulling away from the ears. Take another breath in. And exhale as you fold. So really letting your tummy kind of soften down. A nice bend through your knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Let the hands kind of come to your shins. And if you want, you can even press the hands gently on the shin to really lift your heart just a bit more. And exhale, fold it forward. And inhale, lift halfway. Big exhale, fold. Now this inhale will take you all the way up to standing. Really ground down through your feet. Let your shoulders roll down and back. And then big inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe a little back bend as the heart opens. Big exhale as you fold forward. Breathe in, lift halfway. And exhale as you fold. Inhale, press through the feet. Come on up to stand. Lovely. Arms reach up. Reach through your fingertips. Gaze up if it feels okay. And then as you exhale, fold. Soften through those knees and let the chest surrender as the top of the head floats down. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Big inhale, press through the feet. Engage through the legs, really ground and root down. Sweep the arms up as you breathe in. And big exhale as you fold. And inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, put your hands down on the ground and step back to your high plank. Power up. Again, always got the option to drop your knees if you'd like. As we exhale, start to bend the elbows, and we're going to lower all the way down. Start to squeeze your elbows in towards your ribs and come all the way down. Flip onto the tops of your feet. Your elbows are squeezing in towards the ribs and your hands are under the shoulders. As you inhale, press through the hands and let the chest start to lift up. Keep squeezing the elbows into the ribs. And then exhale, tuck your toes and press back to downward facing dog, maybe traveling through a tabletop to get there. And then lifting your hips up. And let's roll out to a high plank. We'll come into a side plank on the right and the left. So twisting, leave your right hand down and twist the body up and open. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling if that feels all right. Keep the core engaged. Hips keep lifting up towards the ceiling. Float your way back through center. Engage through the core. Left hand stays down on the mat. Wrist is under the shoulder. And reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. And exhale to your high plank. Begin to lower your knees down and lower the hips down. All right. And from here, let's just press into the hands. Lift through the chest and the front of the body. And exhale, press back to child's pose. Always can do something sort of restful with the hands. So you can always rest your forehead on one hand if that feels good. You can leave one hand and arm reaching out in front of you. You have your arms back by your side. It is your decision. So whatever feels good. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. After your 3rd breath, make your way up to a tabletop. Slide your right foot forward. So maybe bring your hands over towards the left, slide that right foot forward, and then put a hand on either side of the foot. Place your left hand down on the mat, and as you inhale, reach up with your right hand towards the ceiling. And exhale, let it go. Right hand down on the floor, big inhale, reach your left arm up. And exhale, let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Really reach through the fingertips. Maybe you're looking up at the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. See if you can feel a nice stretch, maybe all the way through your left hip flexor and quadriceps, through the side body, reaching all the way up to the fingertips. Big exhale, lower that arm down and shift the hips back for your runner's stretch. Bring your right toes towards your face. Your hands are just anywhere where helps you stay balanced and supported. Begin to bend through your right knee. Bring the right foot to the floor. Going to shift our way forward to a standing split position. So maybe start from a low lunge. Keep your hands down on the floor, and the right foot will stay down as well. Maybe you begin to kind of creep your hands a bit forward. Lift your left leg and heel up towards the ceiling and fold in your upper body. Keep a gentle bend through the right knee. Challenging part of this pose, if you'd like, bringing both your hands to your right ankle. Really grounding down through that right foot and engage the left leg. So we do that by flexing the foot, really extending out through the left heel. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, gentle forward folds. And if you'd like, give yourself a hug at the backs of the knees. Let the spine lengthen down towards the mat. And exhale, let it go. Hands down to the mat, step back, tabletop position. Gently bringing your hands over to the right edge of your mat. Slide your left foot forward. So your left toes facing directly forward. You've got a hand on either side of the foot. Right hand stays down. Big inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, let it go. And inhale, twist and even while we're right here, seeing if you can feel that stretch through your right hip flexor, the rib side of the body, reaching up and out through the right fingertips. Exhale, release, let it go. To the other side, inhale, reach. Exhale, let it go. Breathe in. And release. Tuck the back toes under and shift your hips back, runner stretch. And start to bend through your left knee, bring the left foot to the floor. Tuck that back toe under, maybe lift up to a low lunge. We'll come into our standing split. We're going to fly forward, start lifting the right heel up towards the ceiling, stay grounded down through the left sole of the foot. Keeping a soft bend through your knees and let the upper body just really hang and surrender and fold forward. Right heel keeps lifting up. And option 2, try out bringing both hands to that left ankle. Really engaging through the core and engaging through that right leg that's lifting. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Slip your palms underneath the soles of your feet and let the toes come up to the wrist crease. And really bend your knees. Let the tummy and ribs kind of just fall and rest on your thighs. And then from here, leave everything just as is, but inhale to a baby halfway lift. And then exhale, can you fold deeper? Gently remove your hands and bring your right hand between the 2 feet. Soft bend through your right knee, and grounding down through your feet, straightening through your left leg. Twist the chest and upper body towards the left and reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward, soften through both knees. And then bring the left hand to between the center of the feet, bend in your left knee, and press down through that right foot, straighten through the right leg if it's feeling all right, and reach your right arm up. And now for this stretch, maybe feeling it in your right leg, the hamstring, the right glute. And exhale, release. From here, press into your feet and let's rise up to stand. Big inhale. Press through your feet, let the arms come up with you. Palms find one another. As you exhale, let the thumb knuckles come to heart center. Standing up nice and tall, let your shoulders relax and melt down your back. Soften through your knees and relax through the face. And from here, really just letting the breath smooth out and calm down. If you've got something in front of you that you can focus on with the eyes, go ahead and dial into that, and we'll shift into a tree pose. So leave your left foot on the floor, put a lot of your body weight into that left foot, bend your right knee, bring the sole of your right foot either above or below your left knee. And then even in this balancing pose, we're engaging, we're hugging and bringing energy into the midline, and we're creating length from the top of our head. And there's any arm variation that feels good. Hands can always stay at heart center, or if you'd like to, go ahead and lift them up into any sort of variation. Let there be a soft bend through your left knee. And again, notice the sole of the left foot. See if you can feel those four corners again. On the next exhale, release and lower down. Both feet down on the ground. Let's just inhale, press and reach up. Exhale, bring the palms together, hands to heart center. Again, find that spot ahead of you that you can focus on. So as our eyes stay focused, our mind can really stay focused and present. Begin to shift your body weight into the right foot and leg. Bend your left knee. And bring the sole of the foot above or below the knee. You can always do tree pose with the left foot still staying on the ground. And to feel a nice opening through our left hip, the left knee is actually kind of pulling back to the back edge of your mat. And that's how you can get that opening stretch through the left hip. Feeling all four corners of that right foot, any arm variation you'd like. Whatever arm variation you're in, let yourself be all the way there. So not just halfway there or a quarter there, really finding and just taking up space as you reach and extend through the fingertips. Maybe you come onto your right tippy toe to just try that out. Okay, next exhale, soften down. Lovely. Let's take a full body stretch. Big inhale, reach your arms up nice and tall. And exhale, fold forward. And from here, walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat. Drop down to a squat. So for the squat, the feet are maybe at 10 and 2 o'clock. And if this doesn't feel okay on your knees, kind of walk the feet in a bit closer towards one another. And then drop the arms behind you, and we'll drop our bottoms down. Coming into reverse tabletop, bring your feet in a bit closer towards one another so they're about hips width distance apart. Hands are behind you with your fingertips facing your heels. Roll those shoulders back, press into the feet, press into the hands, and lift up. If you've got any shoulder issues, this might not feel that great, so maybe doing this gently, maybe with the bottom still on the ground. Tuck the chin if that's not feeling too good on your neck to let it hang heavy. And exhale, let it go lower down. And why don't we drop all the way down? We'll come into a reclined pigeon. Bring your right ankle on top of the left knee and let the upper body just be completely down on the ground. And then start to hug your left hamstring and leg towards you. And when you feel satisfied on that side, go ahead and switch, crossing the left ankle over the right knee and squeeze the right leg in closer towards you. To even get a bit of a deeper stretch, you can interlace your hands and have them come on top of your right shin. And that kind of just organically lets the right leg kind of hug in a bit closer towards you. As you exhale, gently let that go. Keep the knees bent, but put both feet on the floor and let your knees rock from right to left. And then rounding your feet down on the floor, leaving the knees bent. Walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat. Let the knees collapse in towards one another so they hold each other up. And from here, hug your knees into your chest, press your low back down into the mat. We'll drop into a spinal twist. You can do the classic one where you keep the right knee hugged into the right shoulder, twist over towards the left, or if you'd like to, begin to drop both knees and legs over towards the left. So you've got your right knee stacked over the left, kind of do a spinal twist that way. And the shoulders are still staying down on the ground, maybe gazing right up at the ceiling. Lovely. Up, back through center, up and over to the other side. And shifting right back towards center, we'll come into our final resting pose. Find a nice natural rhythm of breath and let your hands and feet fall out to wherever they're comfortable. Maybe you close the eyes down, let the tongue fall from the roof of your mouth, and just begin to take nice deep breaths in and let the exhales be long and cleansing. And challenging yourself for a count of 4 and 5. 4 or 5, a deep inhale through your nose. And then part the lips open just a little bit and a slower exhale out. And again with that, inhale through the nose for a count of 4 or 5. Breathe it in. Open the lips, slower exhale out. And then bring some movement to the hands and feet. Start to squeeze your shins and knees in towards the chest. And then press your way up to a comfortable seated position. Keep the pace moving nice and slow. Stand up nice and tall, big inhale, reach the arms up. And take a full breath out. Let the palms come towards heart center. Relax your shoulders. And say something to yourself that you are grateful for. And a nice deep breath in. And big exhale out. Namaste. Thank you for joining and practicing. I teach every Monday night, 6 p.m. to 6:45. So hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for joining.